Live from the Rock Sports Network studios in Rochester, New York, it's your Rochester Sports Show, Rochester Sports Mumblings.
Hey.
Presented by Salvador's Old Fashioned Pizzeria and the Rochester Razor Sharks, with your hosts Matt Goldman, John Cargile, and Rochester Lancers goalkeeper Mark Sotilli.
Yeah.
And here's your host, Matt Goldman.
Oh, thank you. That was Matt Stathopoulos.
You got it.
I got it. After practicing, that's what I was doing out in the hallway. I was practicing your name.
You A+ for me. Good job, Matt.
Mark Sotilli, welcome back.
Thank you.
We are very happy to be joined today by the Matt&Matt Show, which is another show on our network, rocksportsnetworks.com. You guys do a show in this studio.
Right.
And Matt Stathopoulos and Matt Winthrop.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us tonight. So tell us, first of all, before we get to you guys, we have a really, really jam-packed show tonight. I'm really excited about this. We have the greatest lacrosse player in the world right now, Cody Jamieson, joining us tonight at 6:20. Okay, and then we have the goalie for the RIT Tigers, and that would be Mike Rotolo, joining us at 6:45. So if you're listening live, thank you for listening live, and we are very happy to have you. This is going to be a fantastic show, and the two Matts are here. This is a great day for you guys to be here. This was NHL trade deadline day. We're a Rochester show, so we don't really talk about NHL, but it does have ramifications for the Amerks. We'll talk about that. Tell us about your show first, though.
Well,
Go ahead, Matt.
basically what we do is we touch on a lot of college hockey for the most part, and in the time being, especially now at this time of year, we'll talk a lot of high school. So because I do high school for Channel 18, I do the play-by-play, so we kind of touch on that since it's sectionals. But we talk a lot of college because that's kind of a niche, and we both did play-by-play when we were at Brockport for their radio station. So, we got a lot of connections around here with the college hockey, so we figured that'd be a good thing to talk about.
And this was a huge weekend for local college hockey, namely the RIT Tigers, defeating Mercyhurst 8-0 Friday night. What 8-0? What happened? That was
They
crazy.
were going, and I mean, we'll definitely get into this later, I'm sure, when we get Rotolo on the phone. But Captain Matt Garbowski had a hat trick on Friday night. Brad McGowan had another 2-goal game. He had a hat trick last weekend, or I should say the weekend before. And that thrilling overtime winner on Saturday with Miles Powell picking up the game winner. It was a great weekend for RIT Hockey, and they, with Bentley's loss on Saturday, they jumped up to third in the Atlantic Hockey standings. So very exciting time for the Tigers.
Now, hold on. I was looking at the AHA website. They have RIT listed as fourth. So
Well,
they said because Bentley and RIT both have 33 points, but for some reason they have RIT fourth and Bentley third.
I'm pretty sure. Did you check the updated?
I don't know. That was on the AHA website.
I'm pretty sure the RIT Twitter account tweeted that right after the game that RIT moved up into third since Bentley had lost on Saturday in regulation.
What happened in the series between RIT and Bentley this year? Do you remember?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
I'd have to check it out. But
they're tied for third then.
Yeah, tied for third, but
either way, they have home ice and the first round bye.
It's playoff time,
right.
so it matters as far as the seeding. But yeah, the first round of the AHA is coming up this weekend. Army at Sacred Heart, Niagara at Holy Cross, and AIC at Air Force. Those are all best of 3 series at the higher seed,
right?
Which always makes it really, really tough for the lower seed. But once in a while, you do get an upset in these.
Definitely, yeah. And I mean, it's also tough having the games back to back on 3 straight
games
nights
in a row. Yeah.
So it's going to be something for them to overcome. But a lot of the guys have been playing in this league for a while now, so they're used to it.
Mark Sotilli, we got to talk a little Lancers. I know you're just itching over there. Wow. Yesterday, this is Monday. We're recording this. Sunday at the Blue Cross Arena. Nice crowd on hand. Baltimore Blast coming to town, and what a wild game! You guys end up losing by 2 points, 25-23.
Yeah, that is definitely correct. It was an exciting game. We had like 10,100 and something thousand fans, supposedly.
Right.
But there was definitely a lot
something like that.
Yeah, it was definitely a loud house. That's for sure. It was a good game. It was back to back. I think if we eliminated a few little minor errors, I think we actually would have killed them.
It seemed like the penalties kind of hurt in the fourth quarter. There are 2 key blue cards right at the end.
Yeah, what people don't realize is that, you saw the 2 key blue cards, but it was actually 3 penalties back to back to back. So we actually, for the last 6 minutes and 45 seconds, we actually defended, like 5 minutes and 30, shorthanded. So, that hurt. But it will, aside from that, the other minor little errors that we made is what really kind of cost us that game. But we definitely scored the most points on Baltimore all season. So,
yeah, by far. I mean, I tweeted out after Baltimore let in 13 points against Harrisburg. I was like, wow, looks like they may be a little vulnerable here,
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like I said, in the beginning of this, maybe a month ago or whatever, I said, as long as we stick to Doug's routine, I think, we're going to show big things. And as we're going into the playoffs, we're showing that we can hang with the best of them. And like I said, we got momentum going in, and I think Syracuse is in trouble, and we're looking to play Baltimore. I think it's on the 11th.
Yeah, if of course the Lancers defeat Syracuse,
we are going to get through Syracuse. We're working hard, and you're going to see big things from us. And like I said, we will, hopefully see Baltimore again, and we'll make sure we do the first thing and beat them at home.
Now, it was funny because Doug Miller, he went on the Bob Matthews show. I think it was about a month ago, and he said that the goal was to finish 10-10, and that's exactly what happened.
It's funny you should say, this, that, or the other, like Doug did this or said that. So far, everything Doug said since the beginning of the season has kind of come true for us.
Right.
And,
like what?
Just like that, 10-10, and, he said that, we're going to beat Baltimore at least once this year, and we're going to have one shot to do it now.
Yes, that's true. And if you're going to beat Baltimore once, it's much better to do it on the 11th,
absolutely,
than yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. So it just weird things. I mean, he like I said, Doug knows the game, and he's he's a very smart person. And as players, like Doug says, we just need to be students and and just take in what he's given us, and we're going to go a lot of places.
Now, this MASL playoff thing is real. Have you guys ever been to a Lancers game?
Yeah, definitely. They're a lot of fun.
I have.
You think you have?
No, yeah, it was. I think it was like 2
There's
years.
a door.
And it's open. It's open because we're waiting for our other host here.
No,
Really
I went 2
quick,
years ago.
you want to hear my funny Lancers game story?
Yes.
No.
At my first one.
Did some guy trip in the middle of the field?
No.
That happens a lot, right?
Like I only remembered it was like the third quarter or whatever. However you guys do it, I don't remember.
Four
exactly.
quarters.
Four quarters.
Just
yeah.
like
no, I know, but it was in the third quarter,
lacrosse.
and I only remember like the ball going in the net a total of 3 times, and I look up at the scoreboard and it's like 7-5, and I'm like, whoa, how did that happen?
Yeah.
But then I caught on that they have
scoring.
and it's very cool. It's a lot of fun. It's a great atmosphere, and it's a nice fast-paced game. I like regular soccer too, but I mean, that's
it's funny you should
definitely
say that
a
because like
good
I've been a soccer player all my life, but when I started getting into watching indoor soccer, I really didn't know much about it, and so I'm watching the game myself, and it was like 2-0 because I just started watching, so
Right.
I had no idea. And then I flicked, I'm like, whatever, and I just flicked the channel. I turned back, it's like 12-2.
Right.
Like, oh my god, I missed 12 goals.
If you had never seen an arena soccer game and you went yesterday, that would have been the greatest thing. I mean, you'd be hooked.
Yeah, yesterday was, like I said,
25-23. I mean, there were penalties, there were pushing matches, it was pretty heated.
Yeah, it definitely got heated up. There's a lot. A few guys got some banged up, but I mean, there's a lot of pushing, shoving. I mean, that's probably the most penalties we've taken all year. And
I think it was 4 minors, which is a lot for
But the
arena
thing
soccer.
is you're not. We're making a statement at this point, and at this point is you're not going to come in our house. You're not going to push us around. Yeah, you might have beat us, but we were there, and you knew that. They left more hurt than we did.
Now, how hard was Baltimore playing? Because this game meant absolutely nothing for them. It meant something to the Lancers because the Lancers, first of all, had a big crowd to impress, and they wanted to prove that they could beat Baltimore, or at least play with Baltimore. Baltimore had nothing to prove.
Listen, as far as how hard they played, they brought in their top guns. Neto played. Neto played. The only one that wasn't playing was Vanzella. I mean, their goalie made some pretty big saves.
They had their backup in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say Vanzella was the difference maker in there. I mean, I think personally we took it to Baltimore. I think we hurt ourselves. We eliminated a couple of mistakes, and we would have beat them by 4 to 6 points. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But like I said, going in, for them, they need to win too, just like anybody else, because they're off till we play them again.
Right. So now here's the thing coming up. There's a real short turnaround here. Thursday night at home at the Blue Cross Arena, 7:05. Get your tickets now because this is going to be a fantastic matchup. The arch rival Syracuse Silver Knights. You guys played them 6 times in the regular season.
That's right.
Syracuse won 3 times. Rochester won 3 times.
Yes.
And now you guys got to play twice more at the minimum to decide who's going to get to play Baltimore next Wednesday. So Thursday night at the Blue Cross Arena, 7:05. Then Sunday night in Syracuse, 4 p.m. at the On Center. If the series is tied at 1 apiece, 15-minute mini game, and then if that's tied, overtime, and then if that's tied, a shootout.
Yeah. We're like I said, we're hoping not to go that far. We're gonna.
And that would not be the first shootout against Syracuse.
No, that would not.
That was, I think, probably the most exciting game of the. I mean, yesterday was pretty exciting, but that one game against Syracuse where it went to a shootout and Moreira made a fantastic save in the shootout, and then Hoxie won it. That was a fantastic game.
That was an unbelievable game too. Marcelo started off struggling a little bit. He asked for help, and we gave it to him. And like I said, he wasn't having the best game of his life. He knew it. He let everybody know it. But when it came time down to it, we bailed him out, and then when it came time to it, he bailed us out. So one hand washes the other. We're a knit family, and like I said, and the excitement was there. The crowd was there. Your hair is standing on end.
Oh my
it was
God.
definitely one of the most exciting games. I mean, yesterday was exciting because here we are taking it to Baltimore, but again, it's a little different when you're playing Syracuse. You've been getting beat up by them all these years, and now now we're taking it to them. So
it worries me a tiny bit. I mean, it's great that you guys are so confident that Dougie and Sam are saying we will be in Baltimore on the 11th. You cannot look past Syracuse.
No.
Syracuse is really tough.
No.
They are a really, really good team.
I 100% agree. I just think that as long as we stick to everything that we're learning, I think we can beat Syracuse. But in the same aspect is we have to eliminate the small minor mistakes that everybody seems to counterattack us on. And
there was that one yesterday when Elliott tried to clear the ball out of the goal mouth, right, and it bounced off Schindler and back into the goal.
Oh yeah. But that does happen. That's the nature of indoor. But like I said, we've had other little errors. And like I said, the one
like that penalty that they scored the winning goal on the Hoxie, that was for a 4th foul.
Absolutely.
That's I'm sure Hoxie probably didn't realize that he was on 3 fouls, or even if he did, it's hard to tone it down.
Well,
what I mean?
It is hard to tone it down, but you have to understand that you're on 3 fouls as well.
Do you think he knew that he was on 3 fouls?
I don't know if he knew or not.
So just so you guys know, I don't know how familiar you are with arena soccer, but it's kind of like college basketball. I don't know if you guys watch some basketball,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
So you're only allowed 3 fouls per half. If you get a 4th foul, then you get a 2-minute blue card, which is like a hockey penalty. You go to the penalty box for 2 minutes. So that's what happened. Andrew Hoxie, superstar forward for the Lancers, he took his 4th foul in the 4th quarter at a key time, went to the box for 2 minutes. Baltimore scored on the ensuing power play, and that was the game-winning goal. So.
Well, like I said, I mean, I don't know if he knew, but if he didn't know, he should have. And then once you do know, like if you know you're on 3 fouls, you got to let Doug know immediately because you're pretty much going to be benched from there. We can't like at that time.
You got to take him out.
Yeah, and that was
so that could be on the coaching staff a little bit, right?
A little bit, I guess you could say it could be on the coaching staff, but it's also you have to be a man up and know that you're on 3 and say, hey, coach, I'm on 3. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the same thing happened to Ortiz. He took his 3rd foul. The only problem is he was still on the same shift when he took his 4th foul.
Oh, he didn't even have a chance to get off.
Yeah. So at that point, then we take that, and it is what it is. But for me, I'm glad to see our guys are playing that hard and that physical. Because like I said, as long as we don't get pushed around and we start doing the pushing, people are going to be scared of these guys. I mean, you got a guy at Hoxie 6'12" or whatever he is.
He's big.
Pushing you around. And if you ever, I've played against Hoxie for the last 2 or 3 years. The man is strong.
So one thing, the Lancers are a big team physically.
Physically,
they're physically very
physically
big
they're
team.
strong. I mean, like I said, you got Hoxie. He's
Schindler.
Well,
he's a tree.
Hoxie is as strong as an ox. Schindler is an animal. Perez is all out. He's just a bull.
Yeah.
And he's strong as an ox, and he's a great player. I mean, we've got and Mauricio.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
6'8" or something like that, right?
And the other problem is like we played Baltimore. Now Baltimore was like crying every time they got hit, and I'm not trying to disrespect Baltimore here, but that's what we need to do.
They're a small finesse team.
Absolutely.
They got a lot of guys that are like 5'6", like my size, right?
Yeah.
But they're just beautiful.
Yeah,
their technical skills are fantastic.
They're nice to watch play,
right.
and like I said, those guys you got to get physical.
You know what I found very interesting? I just realized yesterday there's a whole bunch of former or current Rhinos on Baltimore. You got Obasi, who's going to be back with the Rhinos. I think he might have stayed in Rochester for training camp, which started today for the Rhinos.
I was at the camp. I'm not sure I even saw him.
Okay, I know he's on the roster still.
Yeah.
And then you got Max Ferdinand, who used to play. I don't think he's still on the Rhinos.
I don't think he's playing anymore.
Donatelli played a year for the Rhinos.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting.
Ferdinand, actually, and if Max is probably any chance listening, I hope he's okay. I know he got hurt last night on that when those two both were shooting to kick the ball or whatever, and I know they clashed foots. Max Ferdinand's a great guy. He's like really one of the nicest guys too. So I hope he's okay. But like I said, hopefully we'll see those guys on the 11th. We were all shooting for it. I know everybody in the fans are, so we'll see what happens.
Quick MASL playoff update. Mark, this league's a little bit goofy. The playoffs already started.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still trying to finish our season out.
Yeah, and the playoffs already started.
So, and the thing that I thought was funny about that is I said, so, hey, what happened with the second playoff game over the weekend? And they're like, oh no, they don't play till next Saturday.
Yeah, so in the Eastern Conference, the game one of the Milwaukee-Chicago series, Chicago beat Milwaukee 6-3 at home.
I watched that game. It was a pretty good game.
And then game 2 is next Saturday. And then in the West, they're only doing one game elimination for some reason. I don't know if you were aware of this.
I wasn't even aware of that.
So in the Southern Division, good games. The Dallas Sidekicks defeated Texas 6-5. So they advanced to face Monterey in the Southern Division final. This will be Sunday. And Vegas and Dominic Cicluna, who did not play, he coached that game. But they defeated the Ontario Reign 6-5. So
Ontario Fury?
I'm sorry, that's the hockey team,
Yeah.
the Reign. Yeah, but they advanced.
That's why they won it.
They'll face San Diego on Saturday. All right, we got to switch gears again. We got to talk lacrosse. We're joined now by the great Nighthawk, Cody Jamieson. Cody, I'm so excited to have you on the show. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks for having me.
So what a game again this weekend. You guys defeated Calgary. You scoring the game-winning goal late again for the second week in a row. Unbelievable. How are you so clutch? It just whenever the team needs a big goal, you're always there.
I just think it's the situations I get put in, and I'm kind of fortunate that my teammates, have faith in me, and they pass me the ball when we need a goal, and I just, happen to shoot and it goes in. It's pretty much just my teammates having faith in me and setting me up to make the shot.
Now you're well on your way to an NLL Hall of Fame career, a Nighthawks Hall of Fame. I mean, any accolade that you can name. Already 388 points in 74 games. Just unbelievable numbers in the NLL. Billy D. Smith of the Bandits, I thought it was great. He said in the paper after the last Buffalo game, he said that you winning the game, scoring the last 3 goals, that's why you're the best player in the world. What do you think about when you hear a quote like that?
Not much. It was. I got to play with Billy D, so I got a lot of respect with him. I played with him over the summertime, but that's my job. It's it's what I come to teams to do. Teams look for me to score the goals, and and I'm not a defenseman and I'm not a goalie, so I'm either going to score a goal, get an assist, or stop trying to do it.
And you don't want to be a goalie.
A lot of people talk about the goals, but they don't talk about how many shots I miss and the games that I lost because I couldn't score at the end of the game. So it is what it is.
So I got to know. I was doing a little research for this interview. Obviously, the 3 straight Champions Cups with the Knighthawks. You won a championship at Onondaga Community College with Sid Smith and Craig Point, and you won a national championship with Syracuse in 2009. And I know you've won a couple of Canadian championships. You also won the you played for Team Canada last summer in the World Lacrosse Championships in Denver. How have you counted how many championships you've won already? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I played for the Iroquois Nationals, not Canada.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke.
We won the
I'm sorry.
bronze.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm sorry. That's right.
Yeah, but I've been fortunate to play on some really good teams, and it's definitely been fun doing all this and winning some championships. Anytime you got a group of guys, lacrosse is a team sport, obviously. So anytime you got a group of guys, banding together to win a national championship together, it's a special feeling, and that's really what I look forward to the most.
So, of course, you're in the running, with all of the great names that played at Syracuse in their lacrosse program. Was it, guys like Paul Gate and Gary Gate starting their lacrosse careers there? Is that what made you want to be a part of Syracuse lacrosse?
Definitely, especially I live in Canada, so the Gate name is synonymous with lacrosse, and I think that really put Syracuse lacrosse on the map for a lot of people, not even just in Canada, but in the across North America altogether. That kind of made Syracuse lacrosse people's dream schools. I think a lot of the guys will tell you, even people who didn't go to Syracuse would tell you that they grew up and they wanted to play for Syracuse, and I think the Gates definitely influenced that, and I think obviously the Powells and all the other great players who have come through there, the style of lacrosse that Syracuse has always played, and the flash, and the great players that they get to play for them, that they recruit, all help paving the way for a young child who wants to play college lacrosse. I think Syracuse lacrosse would be on everybody's list.
Now, are you a big Syracuse hoops fan?
I was when I was there, but living in Canada, it's tough to follow since not much is on TV.
Right. It's definitely not as big up. There's one really good Canadian basketball team. Is it Carleton, I think, in Ottawa?
I'm not sure. I don't really follow
because I know
Canadian colleges.
Yeah, Syracuse, I think, hosted them this year, and they were pretty good. So coming out of college at Syracuse, your uncle, of course, is Kurt Stiers, the owner of the Knighthawks, who really kind of saved the franchise and has propelled it to unbelievable success. A success no one in Rochester could see coming. To win 3 straight Champions Cups, which was unprecedented. Did you kind of always know that you'd be playing for the Knighthawks, that you'd become the face of the franchise, so to speak?
No, I obviously I hope that I play for the Knighthawks. With it, all my family goes to all the games, and it's close enough where they can do that. And even before I was playing, all my family always went to the games. Since he got the team, so it was obviously it's where I wanted to go. It's where I wanted to play, and but seeing myself as a face of the franchise, I didn't really see that happening too much. I was a big John Grant Jr. fan.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Williams coached me, and he really had an influence on my playing career. At a young age, he coached me in junior lacrosse, so kind of influenced me to be a better player. And I was also real good friends with like Sean Evans and Scott Evans. I played with Shawnee on that same team, so I thought I was coming to a team loaded with talent. And then a few years in, everybody's gone.
It's amazing to some of the names you just mentioned, the amazing offensive talent that we've seen play for the Knighthawks. Paul Gate, Gary Gate, John Grant Jr., the Evans brothers, Sean Williams, Micah Kersey, it's just we always seem to get these amazing offensive players. And And it was just interesting how it worked out where, John Grant was the face of the franchise for so long. He gets traded to bring in Matt Vince, who then ends up being the best goalie in the world. You come in and take over the offense that John Grant left, and it kind of, along with the supporting cast, it leads to a dynasty that's still going.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that the way it all played out is a little bit weird, and but I'm glad it has, and I'm fortunate to be a part of a great franchise, and they definitely contributed to where we're at now.
So, just wondering, any reason you wear number 88? Because I think you were born in 87, right?
Yeah, I was born in 87. It's just I've been wearing it since I was probably about 7 years old, and a guy who's actually from the same reserve that I'm from. He's 2 years older than me, and he was always like the best player growing up, and I looked up to him, so I wore it as well.
Now, did you play hockey growing up too? Because I know a lot of the Canadian box players also do play hockey.
Yeah, I played not any junior or anything like that because I went to school in the States, but I played for a few years in my teenage years. But growing up, my family couldn't afford to play two sports, so they just gave me the option of lacrosse or hockey, and lacrosse was my first love. So up until maybe 13 or 14, I just got to play hockey in the backyard or outside with the friends. Never organized hockey. And
it probably worked out pretty well for you.
Definitely worked out well.
Right.
For Rob.
Yeah, I think I made the right choice.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Matt Molson. He was drafted by the Knighthawks, and of course, he went to Cornell to play hockey. So he probably made the right choice too, because he's had a great NHL career. But a lot of guys play both sports, which is really cool.
Yeah, I played junior lacrosse against John Tavares.
Oh wow, really? The hockey John Tavares.
Yeah, he played for Mississauga. Yeah, the hockey.
Wow, I did not even know that.
And I played for Six Nations here when I was like maybe 20 and he would have been 16.
Wow.
So we all knew it then. We all knew that he was gifted in hockey and that he was going places. So he was really good at lacrosse too, though.
Now in Canada, for box lacrosse, do you guys still play? Do they still play on cement?
In most arenas, yeah. It's we're our home arena is owned by Kurt. Actually, it's one of the few arenas with turf all year round, and he built that arena for lacrosse only, so he put turf in it. But it's always in the summertime, and yeah, it's just the same rink that they would have ice on. The ice melts, and there's concrete slab underneath it, so that's what we use.
It seems like that's got to be really tough on the body to be running on that. It's such, lacrosse is such a cutting and running sport, like even more than basketball. And it seems like the cement would be even harder than playing on wood.
Oh, it hurts. I still got, my elbows are all chipped up from falling down and landing on my elbows. There's a couple bone chips still floating around in my elbows, but yeah, they're,
jeez,
they hurt. But like I said, there's pros and cons to everything. A lot of the old timers who grew up playing only on concrete will say that's why we're having so many problems with guys getting knee injuries and everything is because we're playing on turf. So there's pros and cons to everything. Like there's actually a few arenas in British Columbia who have like a hardwood floor, like a basketball floor. So that's pretty cool too.
Is it? You're saying some of the old timers, talk about more injuries. Is that because of the seams in the turf? Because like I know we have Mark Sotilli, the Rochester Lancers, in here, and they've had a problem the last couple of years with their turf at the Blue Cross Arena because it's just there's so many seams.
Our turf has so many seams
right.
and ripples in it. Joey Capinos, I don't know if you caught the trip on Joey Capinos.
No, I didn't see that yesterday.
Celebrating yesterday.
Oh,
he
yeah.
Down, he did a complete
because
tumble.
The turf.
Yeah.
Do you guys, Cody? Do you guys have the same issue with the turf in the NLL?
Not in in the NLL, it's you get used to it. I did roll my ankle a few years back. I stepped on a seam and the carpet slipped, and I rolled my ankle and sprained it pretty bad. At our arena, it's here on the reserve here. It's like full time. It doesn't come out, so there's no seams or it's all laid out perfectly. But yeah, in the NLL, sometimes it is pretty bad just because they get rolled up and taken out every time. They don't have time to get flat.
So you also play outdoors still in the MLL. You're with the Lizards this year, correct?
Yeah, I just got picked up by them in the supplemental draft a few months ago.
So this is what I don't understand. The MLL moved their season up this year, so it's starting in early April, and the NLL moved their season back, so the regular season's going into May. It seems like now with the overlap, you're going to miss a lot of the outdoor season.
Yeah, I'm gonna. If all goes according to plan, I'm gonna be playing NLL till mid-June.
Right.
So that's
right.
It's not something that. Obviously I am looking forward to it, and that's my goal. But I wish the two leagues would communicate a little bit better and maybe work together. Because I know Joe Walters, he plays on the Knighthawks with me, and he plays both leagues as well. It's it does suck that we got to miss so much.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, lacrosse is such a niche sport in the United States. In Canada, it's a little bit bigger. In the United States, it's a very niche sport, and I think that the professional leagues should try to work together to promote the sport and not kind of see themselves as competitors, because they're not. It's two completely different sports. I mean, if anyone who's watched box lacrosse compared to outdoor field lacrosse, the games are so different.
Yeah, it's almost no comparison except except that it's being lacrosse.
Right.
Different rules, different styles, different play, and I think both leagues have a place to to say that they're the number one, but it sucks for the players who want to play both.
Right. And for the fans, too, because, I mean, the fans want to see the best players in the world in the outdoor league as well. And, if you can't play both leagues, it's going to make guys choose, which it has.
Yeah, it's definitely taken some players away from the NLL who definitely could be helping out some teams, and I'm sure there's some guys who don't play in the MLL just because we go so far.
So let's talk about this season. 4 straight wins. You guys definitely got the ball rolling. Second place in the division, 6-3. Toronto at 8-1. This looks like it's going to be a really, really fun race to see who wins the East Division title.
Yeah, Toronto's a great team. We played them the first game of the year, and we kind of gave up a lead late in the game, and that cost us the game, really. The second time we played them, I think it was really close, and we held on to it. So we're 1-1 against Toronto so far. It's exciting to see them win games. I think they won the past 2 in overtime, and we've actually gotten to watch one of them. So they're a great team. They really changed from last year. They picked up a lot of new players, and really Brandon Miller, who I know pretty well, is playing is the goalie for him, and he's playing unbelievable right now.
Now, how does Calgary go from being in the championship game, the championship series last year, and losing in the mini game in incredible fashion, of course, at the Blue Cross Arena, to now starting the season off 1-7, and you guys play them again in 2 weeks in Calgary? It's amazing to me that they kind of tanked like that.
I think it just goes to show the parity in the league. Everybody in the league got better. Everybody added new players or changed their lineup up a little bit, and I think Calgary was one of the teams that stood still and is pretty much going with the same lineup as they had last year. And I haven't been around them, so I don't know if it's a problem with complacency or feeling like you're going to win and not really putting in the time and effort. But this league is so good that any team can win on any given night if you're not ready and you're not prepared. And you know, I think you're seeing that with them.
How does it? You know, obviously winning 3 straight championships, you guys have to have a big old target on your back now every game. Does it feel like that?
Yeah, I feel you know, that we have a, you know, a target on our back, not only by the players, but, you know, I think by the league a little bit. I don't know if they want to see us win it anymore.
You gotta explain this a little more.
Well, I just feel like you know, we had to, you know, do some stuff this year that other teams you know, might not have to. I don't know.
Anything you can elaborate on?
Oh, I just felt the travel from Buffalo to New England for a 2 o'clock game in the afternoon.
That was rough.
You know, it was any other time, you know, that game gets, you know, changed, put back, and we had to do it through the snowstorm that was hitting the Northeast. And
then you guys won.
So it was, yeah, it definitely gave us a little added incentive to make sure that we go out there and, you know, play as best as we could. But, you know, the back-to-back and, you know, not moving the game back, you know, I think guys, you know, we had to take a bus all the way down because the airports were shut down.
Right.
So we had to bus all the way in, and you know, I know a lot of guys, and me personally, I think I got like 2 hours of sleep from the Buffalo to the game, and you know, it was a rough time. So
no wonder you guys were a little ornery that game. There were a lot of fights that game.
You know, that could be part of the reason, but yeah, that was one of the weekends where it was a rough travel weekend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like it's just got to be all the more motivation to pull off the unprecedented four-peat.
Yeah, the way we look at it inside our dressing room, right? It's us against the world, no matter who we play. The only people that are going to help us win are the guys that are, you know, in that locker room, and you know, so we just got to fight through everything.
All right, Cody, thank you so much for joining us. This was really amazing. You're probably my favorite player I've ever seen play. This is really a thrill for me to have you on the show, and hope you enjoyed it. And we'll definitely be rooting for a W come the 14th in Calgary.
Okay, thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, that was Cody Jamieson, the best lacrosse player in the world. Cool interview. That was a cool interview for me. I made a faux pas in the beginning there. I misspoke. Obviously, he didn't play for Canada. I knew he played for the Iroquois Nation. He's from Six Nations, but
hey,
we
make mistakes, and he corrected you. It's all good.
I get those leagues all confused anyway.
I got countries confused because he doesn't play for Canada. He plays for the Iroquois Nation. So, anyways, that was a cool interview. Very cool. And the Knighthawks are absolutely rolling. Cody with 2 game winners in a row, 2 weeks in a row. We have Mike Rotolo, the RIT Hockey goalie, coming on in about 5 minutes. Matt&Matt, our resident hockey experts. Some Amerks stuff to talk about. Today was the NHL trade deadline. All right. The Sabres got rid of like half the team. So they traded Brian Flynn to Montreal for a 5th-round pick, Michael Neuver to the Islanders for goalie Chad Johnson, Torrey Mitchell to Montreal for Jack Nevins from the Hamilton Bulldogs and a pick, and Chris Stewart to Minnesota for a 2nd-round pick. Obviously, this was just a fire sale to solidify the fact that they're going to finish dead last in the NHL, right?
Pretty much.
That's what they're trying to do, yeah.
It's a race with them in Arizona,
right?
And it was really a battle the past couple of days to see who would be trading more people away, because honestly, they both traded away quite a few important pieces.
Right. They're literally left with an AHL team.
Listen, I just find it ridiculous that they would do something.
It is a little ridiculous.
Listen, take some pride in your team. You know, I mean, I would hate to finish dead last, second last. I mean, take some pride and try to finish off the season strong. I mean, whether you make the playoffs or not, don't go down like that.
Here's the thing, though, Mark, is this upcoming draft is the most important draft in the NHL since Crosby, I would say, right?
Definitely.
Well, actually, I would say since Tavares.
Well,
I would say since John Tavares.
It's
As of right
looking-
now, if I had to predict, I would give McDavid the edge over Tavares. But I mean, it can go both ways.
It's looking like it's a rather deep draft.
You're right.
Is this Mike Rotolo?
Yes, it is.
All right. I guess you were just so excited to step out of class that you called us a little early.
Yeah.
Mike DM'd me on Twitter and said that he'd love to call in to the show. His professor would let him step out of class for a few minutes. So I thought that was kind of funny. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope nothing really too important is going on in your class right now.
Oh no, perfect time. We're actually watching a movie. So.
Oh, okay. Anything fun or?
50 Shades of Grey.
No, just a documentary on politics.
All right. Good stuff. So what a weekend for RIT Hockey, sweeping Mercyhurst, 8-0 on Friday, which I think surprised everyone in the college hockey world. And then a big overtime victory on Saturday. You guys have to be thrilled with ending the regular season like that.
Absolutely. Momentum is probably the biggest thing when you're heading into playoffs. To be honest, regular season means a lot, but the regular season championship doesn't mean as much to us per se. And to end strong with momentum going into the postseason is huge for us. And to beat a good team like Mercyhurst on Friday and Saturday is a lot of momentum going into the postseason.
So you guys get a week off now. That's got to be pretty beneficial for you to have that rest, I'm guessing, going to the playoffs.
Absolutely. Guys, a lot of guys are nursing some minor injuries. I mean, nothing major on this team this season, but it's good to have the extra rest. We had today off. We have tomorrow off, and then we'll get back to work Wednesday, practice the rest of this week, and then hit it hard next week for our normal game week routine.
Mike, going back a little bit further to the game against Robert Morris on Saturday, and that the one before that on Friday was a pretty close game as well. So I mean that could have gone either way. But beating a good team like Robert Morris on Saturday, and obviously sweeping a team like Mercyhurst, does that give you the kind of confidence that you need heading into the quarterfinals, especially with a week off here to prepare, and Coach Wilson will be running some practices. Does that give you guys that confidence that no matter who you're playing in the quarterfinal there, that you'll be good to go?
Absolutely. As a team, I don't think any of us have ever doubted our abilities. And from day one, we all knew that we had a championship caliber team, and it just took a little bit to come along here this season. But we're clicking at the right time right now. And when we're playing our game, I think we're just as good as anybody in our conference. And I think we could play with a lot of teams in this country.
So it sounds like you guys think that you have a shot to win the AHA tournament and go to the NCAA tournament.
Oh, well, absolutely. I mean, I don't think there's a single guy in our room who would say, yeah, I don't think we have a shot. We'll just finish the season.
Very cool.
We're here for one reason. That's to win the conference tournament and to make it to the NCAA tournament.
Does it help having the AHA tournament in Rochester?
Oh, I'd say absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a huge advantage for us. Obviously, we won't be the home team if we make it to the tournament because we're not the number one seed.
Right.
But technically, we would
well,
be
it doesn't matter.
We'll have a huge showing.
Right.
Yeah. The only difference would be the color of the jersey and the line changes, but we would technically be home team with the fan base.
Is that playing at the Blue Cross Arena? I mean, obviously that the homecoming game, the Brick City homecoming game every year, has got to be really fun because there's 10,500 people there. Is that ice? I heard it's not very good.
It's just because I'd say the crowd has a lot to do with it, with the temperature of the
it's
building.
So warm, right?
Soft, quick, and it gets choppy quick. But when you're playing in a place like that, you just got to play simple hockey, and you got to limit the mistakes in your own zone because later in a period, the ice could play into the game, So you have to really be careful when you're playing out there, and you just got to play smart hockey on an ice like that.
How about the GPC compared to Ritter? Is the ice a little better?
It's pretty similar, to be honest. Paulsini, I thought it'd be a little warmer, because it's a bigger arena. We had more seats and stuff, but it's actually kind of the same temperature. Obviously, it's bigger, but the ice surface itself is pretty similar to me.
Mike, one thing I wanted to ask you about, obviously everybody knows the way you play in the net and how well you've been pulling your weight. Obviously getting the shutout on Friday night, doing a good job keeping your focus with your team backing you up with 8 goals and whatnot. But talk about those two guys who in front of you who play the most. That being Alexander Kukali and Brady Norrish. Norrish, the freshman defenseman, Kukali, the junior. What have those guys meant to your team, and how have they done a job so far as anchoring the defensive side?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, defense is the biggest part of the game, and I've stressed that all year to the guys, even the forwards, that defense wins championships no matter what level, what sport. If you have a good team defense, you will win games and you will win titles. And all 6 of our D that are in the lineup, whoever's playing, have done a fantastic job, especially of late. And obviously there's a little extra pressure on Cooks and Brady because they're always going against the other team's top line. They're always starting, but I mean they've handled it so well, especially Brady being a freshman, and even his brother Chase, even though he doesn't play with Kukali, but all our D have been doing such a great job, and that's what we're going to need going into the tournament here.
Mike, I'm curious, did you make it over to Ritter Arena yesterday to see your former team, Greece Athena, play against Victor?
Of course I did. I would have missed that.
I mean, that must have been a heartbreaker for you. I mean, they pretty much got back to right where they were when you were there, but, I mean, that just seemed like it was a heartbreaking loss for them. What did you think of the game?
Yeah, it was tough. I thought they definitely took the game to Victor, and, I don't really catch much high school hockey during the season, but with the game being at the Ritter, I caught the semifinal game versus Thomas, and I caught this game. But, yeah, it was a tough loss. I felt bad. I know a couple of the guys that I played with their brothers, so I felt bad for the kids out there because they worked hard all night, and they just didn't get the result. Victor goalie played good, and David Ferentz made an unbelievable play to tie the game late.
So, Mike, being from Rochester, you have a chance to join a really great list of players that just continually come out of our city and make the NHL. Shane Prince, most recently, of course, playing for Ottawa. What made you want to stay in Rochester and play for RIT to start your career?
I think it's just growing up. Me and my dad used to catch a lot of Tiger games, and when they kind of started to hit their stride, they started winning Atlantic Hockey Championships, and they went to the Frozen Four. Mm-hmm. I started thinking, what better than to be able to play a Division I sport in your hometown, and especially for a team who's always competing at the highest level and has won championships. And I didn't just come here because it's my hometown team. I came here to win, and because RIT is a winning program, and we're back on track this year, and hopefully we can bring another title to the school.
Mike, just to follow up to that, I know obviously you played in the USHL for a couple of years there for the Green Bay Gamblers and the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders, and you've probably been asked this question quite a few times now that you're into your sophomore year here in the NCAA. But how would you say the speed, the level, and the competition is in the USHL compared to this level here at Division I?
I'll be totally honest. It's very similar. I mean, obviously, guys in that league are younger, and when you get to college, you play with older guys who have been here for a little bit. But, the USHL does a great job developing players, and especially for a goalie, the caliber, the speed, shot speed, to play in that league, I think it's one of the best ways to get you ready for college hockey. Because the year I won the championship in USHL with Green Bay, we had NHL draft picks on our team. Every single player on our team was committed to a Division I school. So, I mean, it's really great hockey, and it prepares you very well for college hockey.
Now, Mike, you're not drafted yet, correct?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So how does that process work when you're in college? Do you have to enter the draft, or do you get asked? I don't know how that whole thing works.
No. My time's come and gone. It goes by your birth year, actually. And
okay.
There's a certain window when you can get drafted, and this year's draft is the 97 birth year. So I'm a little older than those guys, but no, it just works. I just basically, play my college career, and like I said, I want to win here, and then after college, we'll see what happens, and I become a free agent after my college career is over.
And of course, there's plenty of guys who don't get drafted and still go on to have great professional careers. So I guess it's really not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not the be all end all to be drafted.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, obviously, it'd be awesome to hear your name called on a day like that, but when it comes down to it, once you play college hockey, I mean, you have more time to mature and get better and better, and then when your career's over, if you have that opportunity to play in the NHL, there's usually a few teams that would like you to join their organization, and then you get the choice. So
Now, if you do get drafted in college, do you get a bonus check like while you're in college, or do you have to wait until after college to collect?
Oh, no. Come on, that's a strict violation of NCAA.
Oh,
You would
okay.
be playing.
I have no
But,
idea how any of
no,
this works.
Yeah, hockey is actually a different sport. Like, obviously, like basketball and football, those guys get drafted in, they lose their college eligibility.
Okay.
But there's probably tons of guys. I mean, I know a few of them, but tons of guys that are drafted and they play college hockey because NHL works differently. Because you get drafted at such a young age, around 17, 18, and then the teams will tell you, okay, go play a couple years of college and see how you do, and then we want to sign you after that. But hockey, I think, is one of the only sports, and baseball, I believe, where you can get drafted and continue to play a college sport after.
Just to go off of that, Mike, obviously RIT has a player from the 2010 season who decided to split a little bit early and sign with the Vancouver Canucks, that being Chris Tanev, and that was right after his freshman year. Now, my question is, and it might be, of course, it's probably going to be tough for you to say, but I mean, what if because realistically, you could leave tomorrow if an NHL team came calling and wanted to sign you for a deal. Do you like your time here at RIT enough to where you would want to stay for, say, like at least another year, or go through your senior year, or if an NHL team were to call in May or something, would it be a tough decision to make?
I mean, obviously, as a player, your dream is to play in the NHL, but I mean, no NHL team will be calling me this year. I mean, I'm a couple of years out if I were to ever get an offer like that, and I plan on playing my full years here, and I'll be here for 4 seasons. But obviously, for guys, it's tough when you're a sophomore, junior in college, and you're playing at college hockey, and you get an offer and they say, "Hey, we want to sign you." But I think the offer's got to be right for a guy that want to leave school early and leave his team behind.
So, of course, RIT will be home in 2 weeks, and this will be a best of 3 for the AHA quarterfinals. Very cool. It looked like a nice crowd on Saturday at the GPC. It was nice to finally see it. I don't think it was sold out, but it was almost full, right?
Yeah, the one
it was pretty I think we had like 3,500 somewhere around there.
I guess I think I'm one of the people who's been surprised at that it hasn't been filling up, because Ritter was always so jam packed, and some nights you couldn't even get a ticket, and they moved into a slightly bigger place, and it looks a little empty. So
yeah, it's weird how they do some of the ticket stuff, but the student section's always packed.
Right.
There's one general admission corner that loops around the whole back part of like the visiting team net where we shoot twice, and that's always packed. But they're doing a better job as the season went on because different people are running the rink this year, so they're still working things out on how to get ticket sales and promotions and stuff like that. But they've done a really good job this season, and we're hoping it's going to be sold out for the playoffs come 2 weeks.
That would be very cool. Matt, anything else?
That's it. I think I'm good.
You guys called Matt Winthrop and Matt Stavopoulos. I'm sorry. You guys called the Greece Athena game yesterday, or no? You called the Victor game?
I did the Greece Athena game Wednesday against Webster.
Okay.
So you probably were at that game, Mike. I'm curious. Was there any chirping going McMullen's way after Churchville was eliminated so early?
No. Honestly, he probably didn't even know. But I mean, I'm sure he did. I'm just kidding. But no, if the Thunder played them and beat them,
they didn't. They did. I'm just curious because obviously Churchville. I went there too, and it seems like they always probably didn't finish as well as they would have hoped. So I'm just curious if you maybe saw the box score or something and just kind of gave him a little, kind of sent something his way. I don't know.
Oh no, I mean, I'm sure he knows that Thunder is always better than the Saints every year, so we don't gotta rub it in his face.
They have been as of recent.
Very good. You guys do a great job covering high school hockey in the area, and I think it's great to have those broadcasts on TV.
I can't speak for that. That's more this guy over here. That's the one thing I'll give him over
right.
me as far as this is concerned.
Yep.
Mike Rotolo, goalie for the RIT Tigers, and from Rochester. I think that is the coolest thing ever. For a while, RIT was all Canadians, but now they're starting to get some of those Rochester kids in there. I think it'd be cool to see more Americans in general on RIT.
Yeah. That would be awesome. I mean, the talent in Western New York is really good, and it's just getting better and better over the years. So I think as years roll on and as my time comes and ends here, and it gets. I get older in life, I think you'll see more and more Western New York guys staying around this area and playing college hockey around here.
Well, Mike, we're all looking forward to the quarterfinal or it'll be quarterfinal.
Yeah,
quarterfinal series. It'll be not this weekend, but the following weekend at the Gene Policini Center. Friday night, 7:05. Saturday night, 7:05, and then if necessary, Sunday night at 7:05. Mike, thank you for joining us. Hopefully, when you get back into class, that you can kind of catch up somehow on the film. Ask the girl next to you what happened or something. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Bye-bye. That was Mike Rotolo of the RIT Tigers, local product. And, good stuff. We are so behind on live reads. Do you guys have any live reads? I love live reads.
Not at the moment.
Yeah, we're still working on that.
Okay.
Work on that.
Well, you guys are young. We only have a couple anyway. Mark, why don't you tell us about Joey's Place?
Joey's Place, 936 Portland Avenue.
Hold on. I turned off your microphone because you were eating beef jerky.
Wow.
There we go.
Yeah, Joey's Place, 936 Portland Avenue, full service auto repair shop, $15.99 oil changes. You can give us a call at 319-4562.
And you actually just got some business this past weekend because of the show, basically.
Yeah,
because if you hadn't known me through the show,
I have had a couple of them from the show,
very
which is
cool.
it's awesome, which is very cool, and I think it was a guy that who brought his car in, and hopefully
I know
we'll take
very
care
well
of it,
that used to be my car.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
Yeah, and then I sold it to him.
Figures. Figures. No, but it's a pretty decent car.
Don't let him try to blame me for the car's recent transgressions.
He didn't even tell me all this. That's probably why. I think he's gonna. When I talked to him, he said he's gonna have to make a phone call tonight and check on the guy that used to own the car and see if he'll help pay for it. So maybe that was you. I don't know.
All right. Well, so that is Joey's Place. He's an amazing mechanic as well as an amazing goalie. Leroy Discount Liquor, our first original sponsor. We love Johnny at Leroy Discount Liquor. Go visit him out. Just take the short ride out to Leroy. He's got a great selection of wines for just $5.99, which is really awesome. He really knows his stuff. There's two things that John loves talking about. One is soccer, and the other is liquor. Like he knows his liquor. So are you guys drinkers?
Yeah, I'm in radio, so it's kind of mandatory.
You have to, right?
Pretty
I'm
much.
more of a beer guy though than a liquor guy.
So your answer was yes.
Well,
yeah,
beer,
but there was a twist to it.
Leroy Discount Liquor. He's not really a beer. It's more of a wine and liquor store. But so if you want to Matt Stefopoulos, if you want to class it up a little bit once in a while and upgrade to the wine.
He likes his wine coolers.
You know what I mean? Oh, you know.
Oh yeah, that a girl.
So I don't know if Johnny has wine coolers. It might be more of a manly liquor store, but I think he does.
But he always says truck out there, but just make sure we don't drink and drive.
That's right. And also my favorite place in the world, the Mirage 414 Westridge Road, where you can see up to 20 of the hottest girls every night of the week, 7 nights of the week. They are open at 4 o'clock. Come early on Fridays for happy hour, free admission. Come early on Saturdays, 7 o'clock for free admission. You guys ever been to the Mirage?
No, actually, I haven't.
I think you guys should come.
Oh, yeah, you guys have to get out there.
You guys should come tonight. I think someone you might know might be over there, So, wink, wink, wink. But, and Mark Sotili, I have not seen you there either.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get out there.
You gotta
someone I know actually works there.
Yeah, listen.
Oh my God,
you gotta come visit them. The Mirage, by far the greatest strip joint in Rochester.
It's close. It's close.
Close to everything.
Yeah.
Right in the corner of Ridge and Dewey, and kind of right where Greece and Rochester intersect. Great place. Easy parking. You can park right in front or park in the back.
I'll be honest with you. It actually has probably one of the better seatings in the place.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Very comfortable chairs.
There you go, comfortable
chairs.
Yeah.
And the waitresses come right to you. So you don't even have to hassle waiting at the bar for your drink. And the waitresses are gorgeous, like the girls. Beautiful, beautiful waitresses.
And like I said, last time I was there, all the people were nice, too.
You like Italian girls? There's a beautiful Italian waitress.
Of course.
Beautiful. She's unbelievable. Stunning. Just the waitress is the reason alone to go out to Mirage.
There you go. Matt and Mark.
Guys, come visit Mirage.
We'll take your word for it.
Wait, we got the trio Mats here. I didn't even think about
I know.
that. The
Yeah,
trio.
You're the only one left.
I got
out.
MA. I'm MA. I got that.
Yeah. This is the M&M show. I too bad John's not here. I had the joke. Oh, you're not welcome here anymore, John. You're a J, not an M.
Yeah. Well, of course, he probably didn't come for that reason. He probably knew.
I don't know. He said he was having car issues too. Let me read this text from him. Try to figure out why he didn't show up. Okay, I might be late by a bit. Effing a-holes effed my car up. They didn't refill the transmission fluid, so I'm working on it. Effing NG, I think it's supposed to be engine, nearly seized. If late, only a few minutes. So as long as he comes within the next 2 minutes, he'll only be about 64 minutes late.
Yeah, the only
show.
thing with that text message is so they forgot to fill the transmission fluid, yet his engine almost
What
seized.
does that mean?
It means he has no clue what he's talking about because there's no training fluid in the engine, so it had nothing to do with the engine.
Wait, what are the chances he's just making this up?
Yeah, it's
like completely.
Yeah, he's probably making it up a little bit. Either that or he got confused with the transmission and the engine. I'm not really sure. But he didn't text me. So
it sounds like you may have another new customer pretty soon.
No, he japped on us. He ain't my customer.
Oh my God!
I'm washing my hands with Mr. John.
Come on, I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him to text Mark.
Yeah, he can. Listen, John knows that he can text me anytime. I love John. He's good people. So we're all a family here. Even Matt and Matt now.
Matt.
It's a pleasure.
How do you guys? I like this studio. Have you guys been across the hallway to the Muna and Patrick Adelman studio?
I've seen it. We just kind of took a tour of it. That was really it.
That thing's unbelievable. They do a great show over there, Chamber Boys.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, they do a great show.
I haven't heard it.
It's on YouTube. Every Monday night at 9:00. Last week they had Lisa Lampanelli on.
Oh, okay, yeah, we had her on the drive when I was last
very
week we
cool.
had her there.
Was she performing in town recently?
I don't think so. I think she called in the drive, and she called into Wheeze the following week. I don't know if she was just in town. I think she just.
She must be making an appearance soon or something that everybody's calling into her.
Yeah.
I would think. I
don't know.
Did
you see how much weight she lost?
Yeah, she
like
looked better chubby
pounds. Though. Yeah.
You can't you can't. Her mouth would just turn you away anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I know.
It doesn't matter what she looks like.
You'd have to be like really willing to put up with.
Just being totally foul-mouthed all the time. Yeah.
Right. I have this black guy last night. Are you okay with that?
I couldn't imagine bringing her home to my mom.
Right. So, you guys got a show Wednesday night?
Yep, we got a show Wednesday. Also, just want to mention about our game that we broadcasted yesterday. It'll be on TV next Sunday at 8 o'clock on Channel 18. It's
Very
My
cool.
18 Sports. We did the championship game between McQuaid and Fairport in Class A.
The two of you
boys
did?
Hockey. Yeah, the two of us did.
Very cool.
I reluctantly brought him along. Normally, I can do it solo, but we did some work in college. I mean, he was my understudy, so I brought him along and kind of showed him the ropes again.
Now, the other Matt, are you like from Canada or something? Are you Canadian or something? You kind of sound
No,
like
What?
a little
it's a
accent.
fake-
No, he
It's
sounds
fake.
really, really Greek. Just ridiculously Greek.
That's because of my name, right?
Yeah.
Well,
no,
yeah.
but you just
No,
sound
no,
like
his
your
sound.
voice.
Well,
Like he
it's-
has the perfect hockey. Like I don't know. He's got like a little accent.
you have very
to him
good
when he talks.
announcer voice.
That's
Well-
but when he talks, he's got like a little accent that sounds like like he's from Canada or something.
You hear that, Winthrop? I have
Yeah.
a really good
We
announcer
used to-
voice,
we used
something
to
you
rip on him
don't
in
have.
college. Thank you, by the way. I make up for it with actual talent, but we ripped on
Oh,
we ripped on him in college.
Says the guy who
because,
can't
yeah,
skate.
yep.
That's right.
You know it.
No, in college we would just rip on him because we'd always like call him a Canadian or just call him some Canadian name like a hoser or whatever, just because
Hoser.
it sounded
Oh,
like
hey,
he
Hoser,
had that
hey.
accent. Yeah.
Anyway, to answer your question, Mark, no, I'm not Canadian. My family story is actually kind of crazy, but I'll give you the basics. My mom and dad are actually both immigrants of Greece in Europe, and my dad's family immigrated to Canada when he was 8 years old, and my mom's family immigrated here when she was about 4 or 5. So I go to Canada a lot. I'm actually going this weekend as well. So I mean, I'm exposed to it a lot. A lot of my cousins
Does
up
your
there.
does your parents have an accent?
No, they
Nothing
don't.
at all like that.
Nope. They
Yes.
they were young when they came to North
You have
America.
like a Canadian hockey accent. I don't know why anybody can't hear it.
He's
But
all smug about it.
No,
He's like,
he
yeah.
does.
he
really
does. He absolutely does, and he's got like if you were to talk hockey with this guy, I mean that's like the perfect guy. Like the voice, it's like
Sure.
I don't know.
Hey, I'm
Maybe
not
don't
the
say
one
it.
saying this. This is all Mark Sotilli over
Yeah,
here, just
you're
for the
just
record
soaking
over
it
here.
in with your head's getting bigger.
Listen, you know what? His head can
Someone's
get as big as
jealous.
mine. You all shaking your head because you all hear it now that I mentioned it. So it is what it is. Doesn't mean you can play hockey, guys. I just
That's right.
That sounds like a challenge.
No, dude, I'm like Happy Gilmore. We already established
Yeah.
this.
All right, well, that's the end of that argument. Damn,
Win for Stephanopoulos.
you got it.
But the best part about that is I will take the challenge. But I tell you right now,
what
I
is
will.
this challenge?
I
I
will.
don't even know what this challenge
We're gonna have a
is.
hockey
One-on-one.
challenge, but I'm just gonna
Well,
let you know.
are you gonna like take slap shots or what?
No, we're gonna have a hockey game, 1-on-1, and I'm just
A
gonna let 'em know.
one-on-one hockey game? You know
Yeah.
how stupid that sounds?
Why does
like
that sound
basketball.
stupid?
One-on-one hockey.
Yeah, because
Are
it's
you, what,
only
half ice?
it's gonna take 30 seconds, dude. I'm gonna whack the guy in the head with my stick, and the game's over.
Oh, there are no referees.
No, I'm quick. You don't know how
So
quick
am I,
am.
buddy.
Trust
I'm real
me.
quick at whacking somebody with my stick. It'd be like the Nancy Kerrigan thing, dude. You might not even get out of the hallway, you know.
What was that? What was that girl's name?
Tanya Harding
Tanya
and Nancy
Harding.
Kerrigan.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I know that.
That was like 94,
How do you know that?
96.
There was a documentary on it, I think, on ESPN.
They
or
still
something.
talk about
What
it
a
to this
great
day.
idea is to win that competition. Just
Yeah,
take out the other girl's knees.
Yeah.
it is pretty. It's a pretty good idea. You know, have someone else do it, but
All right. I want to ask you guys some hockey thing. I found this article. The Greater Toronto Hockey League. Okay,
The
it's
GTHL, yes.
oh, you sound like you really know it.
My uncle is
Strong
actually the
Canada.
general manager of the Don Mills Flyers in the GTHL.
Okay.
Yes. Are we talking about Jake Tortora here? Is that who's in the art?
No,
article,
we're
or-
going to talk about
Torres
that
from-
they're considering checking out of midget A.
can we
wow.
explain what midget A is to some of our
So,
listeners?
It's 15-year-olds.
Midget is
it's
the
a
top,
level,
is
yeah.
the oldest level of youth hockey. So you start with
Okay.
mites are 8 and 9. No, mites are 7 and 8. No, mites are 6 and 7. Squirts are 8 and 9. Pee-wees 10 and 11 and 12. Bantams 13, 14. And midgets 15, 16, 17, 18.
So are you? Do you disagree or agree with what they're taking?
You know what? I don't know. They're considering taking it out of midget A, not double A or triple A, because their justification is that none of these kids are gonna go anywhere in hockey. So basically, they're preparing for men's league. So why not prepare them for men's league by just checking out?
Yeah, that's the reason why they're doing that, and I'll tell you straight out why they're doing it is to keep away from the injuries, so they
Yeah,
don't
it
injure
is.
themselves
It's
from other things.
exactly.
and they have a future.
It's all about the injuries, and it's probably it's something to do with insurance. But a lot of people are upset about it, and the parents of these kids who play A hockey in Toronto are upset because they think it's a slap in the face to their kids who are playing A, saying that you guys aren't going to go anywhere, so we're not even going to let you play real hockey anymore.
Well, in a way it is, but at the same time, I can see why it's brought up. And the problem is that a lot of those kids act like that, they're all high and mighty because they're at that level for whatever reason, and it leads to a lot of recklessness out on the ice and a lot more kids getting hurt. So I can see why it's brought up. And if safety is the issue here, then I understand. I mean, I haven't really decided yet if I agree with completely eliminating body contact and whatnot, because if you do want your kids to get better and want to have that chance to move to the next level, then it doesn't make sense. So
Matt
that's why I'm a
Winthrop's
little
shaking
bit
his head
I'm
here.
a little bit in the middle here.
I am
but,
shaking my
but
head.
if you're already I mean at 16 years old, I think you've already pretty much established what level you're going to go to. I mean, that's my personal
Yeah,
opinion.
that's a
but-
good point as well.
Yes, but what if you really start to get better at 17 or 18? I mean, it's not out of the question. The way I see it, if a guy can go from D3 to the AHL, which has happened a number of times. You think about the guy that used to play for the Amerks.
Eric Selleck.
Eric Selleck.
Well,
Yeah,
Eric
that
Selleck's a
hasn't
prime
happened
exa-
that many
But
times.
a prime
That's the thing.
example. Okay, so you might have one or two or three guys in that level that are going to go farther. It would be just like me and Matt over here playing hockey. He's definitely going to slam me into the boards all day long.
Oh,
He's
you
going to kill
bet.
me.
I didn't know
Yeah.
we were doing checking in
But I'm
this
just saying,
one-on-one game.
but he's going to
Oh, yeah.
but he's going to kill me. You know what I mean? So why should I get injured because he's that much better and he has the chance
Matt,
of going
how
to the
old
next
are you?
level?
23.
All right, so he hasn't thrown a check in at least 4 years.
It's just I understand that, but it's the point of it. I mean, you got one kid that's better than everybody else. That kid can probably smash anybody into the boards harder than anybody else, and it's not worth them getting hurt. So, I mean, if he's better when he's 15 or 16, then he's still going to be able to hit on the boards. It's not like he's going to forget how to check somebody.
I'm going to take the stance where I'm against this. I think you keep hitting in youth hockey. It's different overall in Canada. They hit from squirts on up. In the United States, kids hit from bantams and up.
Yeah,
It's a
it used to be
huge
peewees,
difference.
but a couple
Right.
years ago they switched it
They
to
changed
bantams.
it,
Yeah,
right. So it's a different mentality. In Canada, they want to teach the kids to hit really young because they think then it teaches them to be able to absorb a hit safely and to deliver a hit safely, which there's something to be said for that.
Also, I think, in my personal opinion, Canada is at a little bit different of a level at their youth hockey leagues. I mean,
They are still a little bit above the
Yeah.
United States, yes.
Oh, quite a bit. I mean, the game we did yesterday with Fairport and McQuaid, I mean, just the checking in that game was just unbelievable. There's kids on McQuaid who are bigger than me. I'm not the biggest guy, but still, they're high school guys, and they make me look like I'm a 10th grader or whatever. And the thing is they're the same age as a lot of these kids that are playing. And I don't think taking checking out of the game is going to do them any favor. And back to the comment you said about the parents, a lot of parents think their kid is the greatest thing to the world.
They
and
do.
God's gift.
Yeah,
They all
absolutely.
say they're
Yeah.
going to go D1.
Yep.
That's not the case. And you're going to get that in the kid's head. They're going to think they're better. But, I mean, I think it could be construed as a slap in the face if you're telling them, we're not going to hit because we don't want you to go anywhere. A lot of these kids could play college hockey. They could make it to the D3 leagues.
Hold on. I just got a great text from John. He says, should have gone to Joey's place. My car is effed.
well, he didn't go to Joey's place.
Should we call John?
He also didn't come here to our show.
He didn't. All right, we'll get this sorted out. I'm sorry to interrupt, though.
Oh, no, that's fine. I pretty much
So
had,
you disagree with it?
I disagree with it. I think because it's the same age group as what we see around here in high school hockey. And they
How we doing?
hit people
John.
pretty hard.
Hey,
Hey, thanks for showing up for the
I
show.
can't even get out of the driveway.
What's wrong with your car?
Well, when I went to the place, which coast on freaking East Henrietta fucking road, they didn't put transmission fluid back in my transmission.
First of all, John, you're on the air, so don't swear.
Listen, he didn't swear.
well, you
just
should
for
have
all
told
our
me
fans.
that.
Okay, you're on the
You're
air.
on the air, buddy.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not very happy right now. And right now, only one of my four-wheel drive transmission wheels will spin. So, yeah.
Wait. Only one of your four-wheel drive?
Only one. Like, when I try to back out, I'm like, why can't I get out? I never get out. So I have Jenny get in there, and I look, and only one of the wheels is actually turning. Only one.
Which wheel is that?
That would be the rear driver's side.
Okay, so why do you, it's not your transmission?
Well, my transmission was fine. Everything on it was fine, so I took it in there to replace that line.
Right, but yeah,
That
but,
was the only thing. The line burst, and after I took it back, I've been having problems ever since.
yeah, but if your transmission went, it wouldn't spin one wheel because you have a drive shaft that's spinning both your rear wheels. So something must have went wrong in your rear end.
And not only that,
That didn't sound very
yesterday,
good,
when I
Mark.
was on my way home, when I was on my way home from work yesterday, Mark, it made a big loud clunk, really, really loud.
All right,
Almost
well-
like I felt like I hit something.
John, why don't you do the right thing and bring your vehicle into Joey's place, 936
I can't bring
Portland
it
Avenue?
You're gonna have to have it towed there, but
Have it towed.
at 936.
John,
Portland Avenue.
we have a mutual friend that does towing.
Well, I can have AAA do it for free.
No,
so
okay, yeah, or
that's
do
no
that.
big deal.
All right, yeah, do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, have it towed over to. You got room?
Yep, Joey's place,
Yeah,
936
have
Portland
it
Avenue.
towed over to, and you'll join my roommate who has his car there currently.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Hey, John, Matt did
which
not own that
roommate
car
has it
before,
there?
right?
What's that, Mark?
I go,
Wait,
Matt did not own
hold
your
on.
truck too, did he?
No, no,
Wait,
no.
I didn't hear you. Wait, one at a time. What, Mark?
Oh, no, I was saying Matt didn't own your truck as well because his roommate's car that
No, no. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know who owned it before me because I bought it used from Marina. But whoever it was didn't really take very good care of it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but hopefully it won't be anything major. If you could just, like I said, once you get a chance, get it over to me, and I'll take care of you.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna ask you before you let me go.
Yeah.
How was the Jammer interview?
It was excellent. It was excellent. You should listen to the show.
I will.
You can hear it 10 p.m. Tuesday nights at latenightsportsradio.com. Also, all of our archive shows are available on rocksportsnetwork.com. Also, we got to promote the other shows on Rock Sports Network. The Matt&Matt show, Wednesday nights. Do you guys have a live broadcast or just pre-recorded?
It's pre-recorded. I think we'll work on getting it live. We got to talk to Gary and DJ.
If you
want
to do it live, you could do it like we do on Mixler. It's very easy, and you just tweet out the link. It's really, really simple.
I think that's what we might lean
towards. You can just bring your laptop, just hook it up, just like we do here.
I think I would.
There you go.
The Big Schmaz?
You're welcome.
What about those guys?
The Big Schmaz is probably my favorite. No offense to the Matt&Matt show. You guys are great, but the Big Schmaz is unbelievable.
The name sounds better already.
Do you know what the Big Schmaz is?
No, I just like
That's our, I think he's called the controller, Rob, over there. Yeah, he does a podcast with some other guy, and they talk about wrestling. It's very funny.
What are they talking about?
Wrestling. It's
the
just
like wrestling, or like WWE wrestling.
Yeah, like that.
The real
WWE wrestling.
Yeah, the real wrestling.
that's right.
WWE.
Yeah.
So, John, I already talked about Leroy Discount Liquor. I should have called you earlier and had you talk.
Hold on. Oh, you wouldn't have got me earlier because I was outside.
Oh, okay.
Doing the messing with my car. I actually just came in because I gave up because I was not very happy. But did you do Leroy Discount Liquor?
Yeah, we did. We already talked about Leroy Discount Liquor, but it's a great place, right, John?
It is a great place. As a matter of fact, it's a place that I can't get to right now because my vehicle isn't working.
No, you can't.
As soon as I get it fixed, I think that might be my first stop after dealing with
just
all that.
to try to forget about the whole experience of getting your car stuck, right?
Oh my gosh! And I'm just upset because I spent money on it, and it's like it got worse because the only problem before was just the line. It was just the line.
Yeah.
And now I'm having all these problems.
John, to me, Mark's shop is like physical therapy for your car. All right, and if
it is. I should have gone there, but physical therapy, kind of like for your knee.
Yeah, if you need physical therapy for your actual body, like your human body, I got the place for you to go. Rochester Sports and Physical Therapy 2, 125 Red Creek Drive, conveniently off of Calkins Road, right off of the Highland Drive exit on 390 South. I've been going there, John, Mark, double Matt, for Matt Squared, for my knee. It's been great. Katie, my therapist, she's been doing this for over 2 decades. It's going great. Love her. Edna, the other therapist, great. The whole staff is great. You're gonna feel at home there, right? They had a birthday the other day for one of their receptionists. They put up birthday balloons and they had little
awesome.
Cookie cake and all that, and it was just fantastic.
Cookie cake, nothing beats that.
Right. It was just really cool. It just feels like you're home there. Whether you got shoulder problems, sprained ankle, back problems, anything like that. I've seen so many different people come over there for different reasons. Check them out. Give them a call, 334-8090, 334-8090. The best part...
With a prescription without?
John, I'm so glad you asked that because here's the thing. You don't even need a prescription from your doctor to go there.
Awesome.
Most insurances
that's awesome.
cover at least 10 visits to a physical therapist for any reason. You don't even need a prescription from your doctor. So check them out, Rochester Sports and Physical Therapy 2. John, we got to wrap this up. We had the Matt Squared in studio. Real quick, Amerks, they're done, right?
They've been done for a few months now, I think.
Yeah. What happened?
They were done before it was before now.
They were so good in October. The rest of the season just stunk.
Wait. What do you mean they're done?
Oh, they're out of the playoffs, basically. They're not going to make the playoffs. There's no chance. They would have to win, I think, their last 18 games in a row, probably.
How many games they have?
I think about 18
about
left.
20.
Or is it 20?
About 20
So
games.
they definitely can't make it, huh?
They would literally have to win every game.
They do have a shot.
I think some of the atmosphere from Buffalo seeped down,
Maybe they
I agree.
Maybe they gave all their best players to Buffalo
really
so
think
they
that's
can go
what happened.
0-45 or whatever.
Seeped down the roster.
Yeah, I think the whole kind of direction of the franchise this year, which was obviously to tank, to get Connor McDavid.
But that's a problem. Even if you get some good players for next
Well,
season.
here's the thing, Mark. like we were talking about before Mike called, this is going to be the most important draft since John Tavares, since Sidney Crosby, since guys like that, since Alexander Ovechkin. Connor McDavid is going to be the next superstar in the NHL. So you want to get him.
Yeah, it's great.
And,
you get one guy, but
the
guess
way
what?
it
He's
is,
not going to make your team.
He's going to make the core of the team.
You all know you can shake your head. You can make your team. We got one.
Oh, I'm not shaking my head, Mark. I agree with you here.
We got one.
Yep.
We've got one of. You know what? I'm not even going to say we have one of. We have the best player in the MASL on our team. We're 10-10.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have one player.
It's true. But it's a start.
It's a start.
It is a
but
start
he's also
well.
going to be a rookie.
You guys are
You need to build your team on. You need to build your team on other players.
But here's
David, see how they work.
You need to build your team up with other players, and Connor David, if that's his name or whatever. McDavid. Yeah, he might be the best player. He might be like another, Sidney Crosby or whatever. But if you don't, you got to build your team around, and then you got to add him to it. You can't just build your team around him because you don't even know what he's like.
Well, this is the start.
That's not true. You can't build a team around him. That's not true at all.
No, you can build a team around him, but you can't just build it from scratch. You got to have a team and then put him into it, and then you can start building. But don't release all your players, and all of a sudden you get some guy that comes in, he's a flop or something, or injures his knee. Guess what you got now? You lost your best player, and you took out all your other best players and gave them away.
You can't do
all
that
right,
to an 18-year-old.
Guys, we got to go. Real quick, the Razor Sharks won again. They beat Philadelphia 152.
Shocker.
They beat Philadelphia 152-98. Very touching moment. This girl with cancer, Courtney Wagner, she's got brain cancer.
That was amazing.
So they let her start the game on the court, and they they went down, and Jerice Crouch and I forget who else lifted her up, and she put the ball in the basket for an official 2 points.
So they
in the Premier Basketball League. They officially signed her to a one-day contract.
Awesome.
They lifted her up. She put the ball in the basket, and Philadelphia went back and scored another 2 points. And they called a timeout and took her out. Really cool moment, obviously.
They could have probably played her the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't. Honestly, it wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah.
So they're 13-0. Only one more home game this year, unfortunately, but that'll be Saturday, March 28th. Home versus the Lynchburg Titans. 1 o'clock tip-off, $5 tickets. I'm sure there'll be some great promotions, too. We had the lovely Lady Sharks sitting in your very chairs,
that was a great
Matt and Matt, last week. You guys aren't nearly as attractive, I'm sorry, but close.
Oh, come on.
Listen,
really,
also,
are they really close, Matt? There's some pretty
I just
good
also
ones.
want to
they
throw
were
in there,
very attractive.
Again,
John, you don't know what you're
no.
missing not being
No
here,
offense
man.
to Matt and Matt.
Listen, Matt and Matt just got off their seats and started sniffing. I don't know what's
Yeah,
up with that,
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think those chairs have still been here since last week.
Probably.
So that is March 28th, and of course, our good friends at the Lancers, Thursday night.
Thursday
Mark
night.
Sottile.
Thursday night. It's a big
I
playoff
wasn't on.
game.
I apologize, but man, Mark, what a game! That Lancers game. What a game!
And
it looked almost like we had Baltimore. It really did.
Well, we had that conversation. We definitely had Baltimore. We made a few mistakes, but it is what it is. But we're going into Thursday. Big playoff game, and if people are listening out there, make sure you get there, support us. We're going to need all the help we can get. It's always a positive to have fans there. It's like the sixth man, but
all right,
get out there.
We got to run. We got to run for Mark Sottile, Matt Winthrop, Matt Stavopoulos, John. I always get nervous when I have to say that. John Cargyle, Cody Jamieson, the greatest lacrosse player in the world, and local product Mike Rotolo, now the goalie for RIT Men's Hockey. Guys, thank you for listening, for supporting our show. Real quick, whoever is the 100th person to like us on Facebook, you will win a gift certificate to a local restaurant in Penfield. All right? Thanks, guys. Have a great Rochester Sports Week.
Have a good night.
Good night.